I myself and everybody you see here have decided to go west, and I think our decision was not one of expediency, but a moral decision. We knew that we had created a new means of warfare, and the question as to what victorious nation we were willing to entrust this brainchild of ours was a moral decision more than anything else.
Even though I realize that this is, in some measure, an act of faith and vision, for we do not now know what benefits await us. But if I were to say, my fellow citizens, that we shall send to the moon, 240,000 miles away, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall, made of new metal alloys, some of which have not yet been invented, and do all this and do it right, and do it first before this decade is out. And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
President John F. Kennedy issued Executive Order 10925, establishing a new program of equal employment opportunity in the federal service. Its meaning is quite clear. As federal employees, you should be mindful that the executive order, like the Civil Service Act, carries with it a strong injunction against discriminatory acts in the federal service.
Marshall got threatened that if they didn't do a better job of integrating, they was going to move the Space Center somewhere else. They didn't want to lose all those jobs and all that stuff. So that's money always makes a difference in getting things changed.
We all realize that the first lunar landing will be a hard act to follow. There's only one moon, and I'm afraid we can't offer many more spectaculars like that in the years to come. The interest and the attention of the space program will now be turned to put all that new capability to use for Earth-related applications for the benefit of man, for the benefit of the taxpayer and his less favorite brother in underdeveloped and hungry countries, and his less favorite brother in underdeveloped and hungry countries.
Why does climate change matter? Well, it's happening. We look at the Earth from space and we measure it on the ground, and what we see is that the planet's climate is changing. The last years have been the warmest since modern record-keeping began. It's serious. Even a little change in temperature can have big effects, and we're seeing some of those effects now. Sea levels are rising, we're seeing more extreme events like heat waves and heavy rainfall and wildfire. And we know that a lot of those effects are going to increase with more warming. These changes are impacting decisions that some people make every day, like a farmer thinking about what crops to grow, or a homeowner thinking about flood risk. But there's hope. There are scientists at NASA and around the world that are researching this. We know more about our planet than we have ever before, and we learn more every day, and we learn more every day, and we learn more every day.
An act of faith and vision, 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 an act of faith and vision.